this cyclorama wall. So I started off with two walls. The first wall is a concrete wall, and the second was a dry wall with a lot of texture on it. So there are two problems I had. The concrete wall, to make it smooth enough, we had to build a wood frame with 2x2s and put drywall over it and then plaster. The texture wall, we had to do a skin coat with plaster, so it could be smooth enough to not show the texture on the pictures. One of the other issues I had building this wall was the floor. When I moved into this warehouse, this floor had a lot of holes and a lot of paints. And the paint that was on it, whoever painted left a lot of dirt on it, so it was kind of uneven. So we had to scrape the whole floor first, and then we apply a sealer, a primer, and then we were able to also patch the holes with concrete patch. And then after that was just a matter of painting it. So after fixing all the issues with the walls and floor, it was time to make the wood frame. The wood frame we did just to make the curves on the wall. I was thinking on use foam, but at the end of the day I thought the wood frame would be a lot more sturdier and also would be easier to make and a little less expensive as well. So I was just gonna let the carpenter tell you whatever he did, and I was helping him a little bit as well. So let's hear from him.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Lenny. I'm a carpenter. And basically what I did here is I built the radius out of plywood. It could be any size, but we chose a 2 feet high by 2 feet wide. Basically what you do is you build the radius first, space it around 2 feet apart, then you put either 2x2s or 2x4s in between, separate them, nail them on the side. Yeah, make sure you nail it to the wall, to the drywall, so it's nice and sturdy. And these radius pieces here must be at exactly the same size, otherwise you're going to have waves and you don't want that. After this is done, after you space it out every 2 feet and everything is fixed in place, you cover it up with masonite, 1/8 inch masonite, and that's pretty much it. And then after that, you're gonna have a little step here. You just float it with mud, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, we already have the masonite installed, and this is pretty easy. This part, when you get to the corner, it's pretty hard. It's pretty difficult because you have two sizes of masonite. You have the 1/8 and you have the 1/16. If you use the 1/16, your nails are not going to stick through it. It's going to come right out. So use a 1/8. So it's harder to bend it. It doesn't bend as good. So as you can see, you have the corners here. But that's all going to go away once you have the plaster guy come and take care of it. So what I did is I cut a V shape so it bends easier. And then the two last pieces will overlap this one here. And then, like I said, your plaster will cover the seams, and it'll disappear. And then you have going up here. That's also as easy as the corners, as the horizontals. So all you gotta do is install the masonite, and you have your wall ready.
All right.
Okay. And when you're done doing all these things, you finish installing your masonite. All you gotta do is shoot the photographer right in the face.
Lenny, thank you so much for your help. So after the wood frame is all done, we had to come in with plaster to cover all the cracks, the crevices, and all the imperfections as well. So to be able to make the difference from the wall to the curve and from the curve to the floor, we use plaster just to make the perfect curve. So as you can see here, it's really smooth, and it really helps when you're taking pictures. It looks like infinite. And the corner here was the biggest issue because we couldn't make it perfect just with the wood. So we had to spend a couple of buckets of plaster there just to make it raw all rounded. And again, to do this I had to hire somebody because you really got to know what you're doing to be able to make it right. So consider that when you do yours. So after all the wood part and all the plaster is done, it's time to paint the place. So to paint, I use two different types of paints. For the floor, I use the garage painting, and the walls I use a enamel flat. It's the type of flat that you can always clean it. It's not as good as the floor one, but you know, you're able to clean a couple of spots. And just to make them match, I bought the one for the floor first, and then I had them color match to the ones on the wall. And the first coat we did was like a regular white primer. So I did the whole wall, and the floor I just used a sealer. And to cover the concrete floor with paints, it took me like 4 coats. And to do the walls, we sprayed maybe two coats, and the last one was with just rolling it. And it was kind of easy. The wall, the floor was a little pain, but we got through it. I hope this video was helpful, and I wish you the best luck in building your own cyc wall. When you get a chance, check out my website. It's www.samrobles.com, so you can see some samples of my work. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.